The one-man hide-and-seek, aka one-man tag, is a ritual for contacting the dead. The spirits which are wandering restless on the earth are always looking for bodies to possess. In this ritual, you will summon such a spirit by offering it a doll instead of a human body. Warning: if you have a psychic ability, you may feel unwell or be prone to accidents during the ritual. Things you need: 1 stuffed doll, it must have limbs. Rice, enough to stuff the doll full. 1 needle and 1 crimson thread. 1 pair of nail clippers. 1 sharp-edged tool, such as a knife, glass shard, or scissors. 1 cup of salt water. Natural salt would be best. A bathroom with a bathtub and some form of counter. A hiding place, preferably a room purified by incense and all-fuda. There must be a TV in there. Preparation: take out whatever the doll is stuffed with. Once all of its stuffing is removed, restuff it with rice. Clip off a few pieces of your nails and put them inside the doll. Sew up the opening with the crimson thread. When you finish sewing, tie up the doll with the rest of the thread. Go to the bathroom and fill your bathtub with water. Return to your hiding place and pull the cup of salt water on the ground. How to do it: give a name to your doll. The name can be any but your own. When the time is 3 a.m., say your name is the first it. Say it to the doll 3 times. Go to the bathroom and put the doll into the water-filled bathtub. Turn off all the lights in your house and go back to the hiding place and switch on the TV. After counting to 10 with your eyes closed, return to the bathroom with the edged tool in your hand. Go to the bathtub and say to the doll, "I have found you," the doll's name. Stab the doll with the edged tool. Say, "You are next it," the doll's name, as you take the doll out of the bathtub and leave it on the counter in the bathroom. As soon as you have put down the doll, run back to the hiding place and hide. How to finish: pour half of the cup of salt water into your mouth. Do not drink it, just keep it there. Get out of your hiding place and start looking for the doll. The doll is not necessarily in the bathroom. Whatever happens, do not spit out the salt water. When you find the doll, pour the rest of the salt water in the cup over it. Then, spit out the salt water in your mouth onto it as well. Say "I win" 3 times. This is supposed to end the ritual. After this, make sure you dry the doll, burn, and discard it later. This is most important. Please do not stop this ritual halfway. You must do it through to the end. This is a dangerous ritual, and I will not be responsible for what happens to you if you try. Other things to keep in mind: do not leave your house until you have done the finishing ritual. You must turn off every single light in your house when told to do so. You must keep quiet while hiding. You do not need to put the salt water in your mouth during the beginning. You only need to do it during the finishing ritual. Remember, if you are living with someone, you might just put them in danger too. Keep the ritual game under 2 hours, or else the spirit will be too strong to remove. For safety reasons, it might be best to keep all doors in the house unlocked, including your front door. As well, have friends close by so that they can come and help you at a moment's notice. If you ever need them, keeping a mobile close at hand would be a good idea too. Notes: The rice represents innards and also have the role of attracting spirits. The crimson thread represents a blood vessel. It seals the spirit up inside the doll. By cutting the thread off, you break the seal and release the spirits you have trapped. If you go out of the hiding place without salt water, you may encounter something wandering around in your house, which may harm you in some way. The way to feel the presence of something wandering around is to watch what happens to the TV. The Midnight Game is an old pagan ritual used mainly as punishment for those who have broken the laws of the pagan religion in question. While it was mainly used as a scare tactic to not disobey the gods, there is still a very existent chance of death to those who play the Midnight Game. There is an even higher chance of permanent mental scarring. It is highly recommended that you do not play the Midnight Game. However, for those few thrill seekers searching for a rush, or for those delving into obscure occult rituals, these are simple instructions on how to play. Do so at your own risk. Prerequisites. It must be exactly 12 a.m. when you begin performing the ritual. Otherwise, it will just not work. Materials. You will need a candle, a piece of paper, a writing implement, matches or a lighter, salt, a wooden door, and at least 1 drop of your own blood. If you are playing with multiple people, they will need their own of the aforementioned materials, and they will have to perform the steps below accordingly. Step 1. Write your full name, first, middle, and last, on the piece of paper. Put at least 1 drop of blood on the paper. Allow it to soak into the paper. Turn off all the lights in the place you are doing this. Go to your wooden door and place the paper with your name on it in front of the door. Now, take out the candle and light it. Place it on top of the paper. Knock on the door 22 times. The hour must be 12 a.m. upon the final knock. Then, open the door, blow out the candle, and close the door. You have just allowed the Midnight Man to enter your house. Immediately relight your candle. This is where the game begins. You must now lurk around your now completely dark house with the lit candle in your hand. Your goal is to avoid the Midnight Man at all costs until 3:30 a.m. Should your candle ever go out, that means the Midnight Man is near you. You must relight your candle in the next 10 seconds. If you are not successful in doing this, you must then immediately surround yourself with a circle of salt. If you are unsuccessful in both of your actions, the Midnight Man will create a hallucination of your greatest fear and rip out your organs one by one. You will feel it, but you will be unable to react. If you are successful in creating a circle of salt, you must remain there until 3:30 a.m. If you are successful in relighting your candle, you may proceed with the game. You must continue to 3:30 a.m. without being attacked by the Midnight Man or being trapped inside the circle of salt to win the Midnight Game. The Midnight Man will leave your house at 3:30 a.m. and you will be safe to proceed with your morning. Addition. Indications that you are near the Midnight Man will include a sudden drop in temperature, seeing a pure black humanoid figure through the darkness, and hearing very soft whispering coming from an indescribable source. If you experience any of these, it is advised that you leave the area to avoid the Midnight Man. Do not turn any of the lights on during the midnight game. Do not use a flashlight during the midnight game. Do not go to sleep during the midnight game. Do not attempt to use another person's blood on your name. Do not use a lighter as a substitute for a candle. It will not work. And definitely do not attempt to provoke the Midnight Man in any way. Even when the game is over, he will always be watching you. Good luck. You are going to need it. What do you think of when you look in a mirror? Is it how you look? That would be the first thought, yes. But do you ever let your mind wander off, letting you think that your reflection is more than that? No, that's absurd and ridiculous. It's just your reflection, isn't it? Do you get that feeling that someone is watching? Of course not. Your reflection is your image in glass. You automatically trust that it can't do you harm. But you shouldn't. It's not really you in the reflection, and it can't be trusted. Take a closer look. Focus on what's supposedly you. And if you're keen, you will notice it messing up in its movements. When you catch this irregularity, do not give any sign that you saw its mistake. Just walk away and act as if nothing happened. If you let it know its mistake, its skin will turn to what looks like burnt leather. The eyes will melt away, and its face will contort in a sinister grin, showing sharp teeth. The background will darken, and the only visible thing is what seems to be human flesh that has been stained with blood. The background decorated with entrails. It will be the last glimpse you will see in the mirror before the glass starts to ooze blood. And when the mirror is fully covered in blood, a hand will appear through the blood, reaching out to you in a beckoning manner. You know you should not grab it, but you no longer have control at this point. Upon taking the hand, you will feel a deep, sharp pain shoot through your arm, followed by darkness. Quickly, upon regaining consciousness, the distinctive smell of blood and sulfur will attack you. It'll attack your olfactory senses. There will be only one thing visible: the mirror to reality.